So let's go ahead with this Rekieta law thing. So fill us in, bro. What's going on here? I've seen this YouTube channel before.
So
real quick,
he was competing with us. Well, actually, he paced us for #1 super chatter
we beat him.
on YouTube, and then we came back and beat him.
I've been #1 a day or two. I take the title for like one or 2 days. But yeah, no, he's up there. He's really got famous during the Rittenhouse days, during Amber Heard. But long story short, he, of all the people on internet doing law, had the ability to transition into a mainstream thing. Like he could have become a mainstream media host. He could have become somebody popular. But he decided to start drinking. He decided to start. I mean, it looks like we know drinking for sure.
Yeah.
And this all culminated. This kind of downward slide culminated in a search warrant being executed a few days ago for his house based on a mandatory reporter. Do you know what a mandatory reporter is, Myron?
No. What is that?
There's certain people. See, privilege is not what you think it is. Everyone thinks, oh, I go talk to my priest. I go talk to my therapist, and they're going to keep it secret. That's not true.
Oh.
The only real privilege is attorney-client privilege.
Yeah.
And even that's under attack. See the Trump cases for details, right?
Yeah.
But attorneys have the only real privilege. Everybody else is not real privilege. They don't have to keep it secret. So somebody told the preacher something, and the preacher went as a mandatory reporter under law. They're required to turn it into law enforcement. They went there. They told them. They went to law enforcement. They executed a search warrant for his house. They went inside. He refused to open the door. They knocked down the door with a door ram. They found inside 26 grams of cocaine that field tested, of course.
Yeah.
Now that's with packaging, of course. There can be debate with or without packaging.
Yeah.
If it's cut or not cut, different states do that differently.
Damn.
You know, if it's fucking 50% baking soda, is it 26 grams or is it 13, right? That's a legal question, right?
Yeah.
That aside, they found cutters, they found dollar bills with on them, they found snort tubes, they found ketamine, eight pills of ketamine.
The fuck is it, 1985? Dude had ketamine?
It's a workshop in here.
and a brown substance, which I'm hoping is not heroin. The guy went to jail with him, his wife, and another woman who was living him as the quote-unquote nanny, but is rumored, and this is a speculation, and I'm caveating the speculation, to be his mistress in a throuple sort of situation there.
Oh shit!
So they went. They
going
all
hard in pain.
Yeah, it's crazy facts. So they all went to jail. The third woman got out. The wife got out. The wife and him got out on bail. They dropped the charges against the other woman. But now he's out. He's yet to get back on YouTube. He had a Rumble contract, just like you guys, because he made that contract a while ago. So
okay.
He was with Rumble as well. So really crazy facts.
But why would he need to? Like, he was always pretty clean. I was worried
well,
about.
he wanted to do more on locals and also not have to worry as much about like writing the super chats and everything else and having a contract. You know,
I'm telling you right now,
bro, YouTube is just like, man.
As a creator, though, it's better if you have people that actually support you on your own stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Having a platform, you can
they could demonetize you for anything, bro.
Anytime.
Like that's the crazy part. But sorry. Continue.
And he would get kind of crazy on Rumble. So it was good, you know, for him it worked out. He likes to be a little bit more extreme, which is fine. You know, that's people's style. And that said, really sad because, you know, he was my good friend at one point, but at this point, you know, especially seeing him, you know, you could watch his streams and you could see him, he was drinking more and more and more and more. It was kind of a slide. And then seeing the drugs thing,
the devil, bro.
He's got 5 kids. So one of the charges against him is neglect of a child, because in Minnesota, if you use drugs around a child, you have a presumption of child negligence.
Oh, shit.
And also, he had a gun. So he caught a gun charge in Minnesota because if you're using drugs in the presence of a gun,
you're automatically you're a prohibited person.
And you know, it's fucked because I don't. Now I'm a Second Amendment man. I'm a Second Amendment man. So I believe that it's the gun charges for just merely using drugs in the presence of a gun. I believe those are unconstitutional, right? And there is a case challenging that coming up to the Supreme Court right now. Because if you're going to take away someone's guns, it should be because they did something dumb with the guns, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be because they were just doing drugs and happened to have guns. Well, they didn't do anything wrong with the guns. So that's a right. That's a constitutional right. So why are you taking away their guns? So anyway,
you know under what grounds though?
I know you former law enforcement love taking away guns over here. There's the Fed perspective, the fucking glowing over here. It's glowing on this side of the table.
Yeah, the Fed perspective is there's 9 angles that will make you a prohibited person from having a firearm under the Second Amendment, and one of them is drug use or being a drug user.
Right.
Being a convicted felon, being dishonorably discharged, being a drug user, being mentally unstable, renouncing your citizenship. That's 5. There's 4 others. I can't remember all of them.
But what's the irony of this, though? I mean, he does law content on
and
YouTube.
now he's being covered. He's like the coveree has become the covered.
Yeah.
Right. Like he was the thing that really started this type of coverage, and now it's part of him. And if it had been, he's covered these type of cases for other people, so it's very interesting turning around and having to cover it for him. It's something I don't like to do because there's kids involved. It's always sad when there's kids involved.
Yeah.
Right. It's different if you want to go out there and fuck up your life if you're single, but if you've got kids,
You know what worries me though, bro? Like they can and I've seen them do this before. They can hit you with a federal charge, possession of a firearm while committing a drug trafficking offense. That's what they could, if they really want to like be dicks, they can do that, or they can hit them with the it's not felon in possession, but it's a prohibited acts, which is one of them is a drug user with a gun with 18 USC 922. Look it up, Google real quick.
I believe
18
him.
USC 922. Let's see if I remember. But
but
sorry,
here's the thing: we don't actually have. Here's a crazy thing, Myron, because you're talking about federal government. We don't have.
Just turn into Fed Reacts.
We don't have. Yeah, seriously. Another episode of Fed Reacts now with more Walt.
18 USC 922.
But this time we don't have the search warrant. So we only have a statement of probable cause, but we don't have a search warrant. So we actually don't know the basis for it. We don't know the basis, dude. All we know was a mandatory reporter. So we don't know the facts. Because here's the big difference for the search warrant under the 4th Amendment.
They didn't get a search warrant.
They have a search warrant, but we don't know the basis for the search warrant.
Okay.
So here's the point.
We don't have the affidavit.
Here's the point. If the search warrant was because somebody went to the preacher and said, they're smoking dope or they're doing lines, right? That's probably not enough under the 4th Amendment for a search warrant. It might be for a health check, but not a search warrant.
Yeah.
But if it was because they said they went to the preacher and said they're doing it in front of kids and here's evidence and here's other stuff, then that might be sufficient. So we don't know right now.
Wow.
We have no clue. So the search warrant is what we're waiting on in the Nick Rekieta case, which is going to be a huge thing because the constitutional arguments, as you know, federal government, state government, this is a state case, right? But if you violate the U.S. Constitution, that's it. So Nick Rekieta's best defense is to go for a constitutional defense, say it's an unlawful search, then you can bury then the cocaine goes out, the guns go out, the whole thing goes out.
He can recover from it.
If he gets that. But of course, it's for a person who was, like us in kind of the more conservative sphere, right? It's a bad look as a family man. Obviously, there's going to be PR damage no matter what. That's done, right? But he could get out of the criminal charges. It's possible.
I just want to talk about the pressure of being a content creator.
It's a lot.
I'm not going to lie. A lawyer amidst content, I can only imagine the pressure you have as a creator and a family man having 5 kids is crazy.
Guys, I'm telling you right now.
Behavior, by the way, but I'm just saying that's a lot of pressure.
But I mean, this is just from my channel. I'll tell you what I do. I do 1 stream a day almost, and I'll take breaks every once in a while for my, my sanity. But I mean, like today, I did 3 hours of research for my show. I streamed for 4 hours, right?
Shit.
Damn.
And then I'm going to do some research, even tonight when I come home, I'm going to do some research for tomorrow, what I should do tomorrow. So I'm working. I mean, people think being a content creator is easy, that we sit around all day and like fuck around. Like I'm doing research. I'm paying attention all day. My finger's on the fucking pulse of what's going on, and I'm doing real research every single day. I can work 10 hours, 12 hours a day, right? Now, I like it better my way because I can take breaks. I can pause it out. I can go, do other stuff. But that said, it's not that easy, guys. It's not that easy, which is why you need support, which is why, I know these guys have a good community, why you guys are putting together Castle Club, because it's not easy. You need people to support you.
Yeah. I will say this, man, that has me a little worried with this whole thing, because I'm thinking in my head, because you mentioned that there was a search warrant. Bro, for them to get a search warrant for a house, that tells me that they had actionable info that they went in the house and saw.
Oh,
that saw the drugs there.
So wasn't it somebody that was with him that snitched on him?
So that's what we don't know. See, so the mandatory reporter was the preacher, right? But we don't know who told the preacher.
Yeah.
So if it was somebody who knew and was there, that could be a thing. But we don't know. There's rumors that it was a guy who doesn't like him because the woman who was in the house, the plot thickens. The woman who was in the house was married. And it was alleged that there was a guy who was in there who was friends with Nick, who was the allegations they were swinging, and there's all sort of sexual deviancy going on.
Okay.
So the guy, the allegations, the guy got cucked and was mad because his wife is now divorcing him because she said that on air, she said that he had never given her life.
Shit. Here we go.
Bro, I'm sorry, man.
real. This is real.
When a chick says his small, never got, you still fucked him. He still hit though.
Yeah.
So what you saying that for, man? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
objectively speaking, I don't know him. I wish him the best. I don't wish anything bad on a fellow YouTuber. But what I will say is the fact that they were able to get a search warrant as quickly as they did tells me that they got actionable info and had information that there was drugs in the house at that time. And for them to know that, that means someone had to have been inside the house.
because that's the thing.
That's what it tells me.
Otherwise, it would have been a Karen with a clipboard. It would have been a Karen with a clipboard coming by, and just checking. Because it wouldn't have been a door ram.
Me and you both
door
know
ram.
to search a home is the highest threshold of the Fourth Amendment. It's at the pinnacle of the, to search someone's like phone or whatever, like that's one thing, right? But to search or email, but to search someone's house is at the top of the fucking totem pole because that's the
Most
that's your
private
castle.
area. Yeah,
It's the most private area.
You
so you need a lot of probable cause to search someone's house. So that tells me they had info that there were drugs on that day at that time, and someone had to have been in the home and did it. And yeah, now that we know that there's people that had an axe to grind, there you go.
And here's another one which is difficult for content creators, Fresh, and you guys know about this too.
It could have been as easy as that dumb sending him a picture like, look at what we're doing with a line of in the back.
Bro.
He could have sent that to the police. Look, this picture was taken on this day.
Bro.
You can see the drugs in the back.
One of the biggest indicators or one of the biggest telltale signs of a person that does drugs getting exposed is what typically.
What?
His girl or side piece getting mad at him and saying, hey, he's doing this on the side.
Now, here's the other thing, and this is for us content creators, right? His streams could have also been evidence, supplementary evidence.
Yes.
And there were streams where it looked like he was doing coke. Certainly, he was definitely drunk in many of his streams.
Sloppy.
He was doing really bad stuff. Looked like he was in one of them. It was really, really bad.
What the fuck?
Like DSP, Dark Side Phil. You ever
didn't
see
see
that?
it?
That
nigga looked sloppy on camera, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish him the best.
it's
but
out there.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
Yeah, you don't do drugs, guys. Or drink.
Don't
Fuck
get that
shit.
drunk on stream. It's not good. But it looked like he had some powder on his nose at one point. That could have been admitted as evidence. So the thing is, as a content creator, you gotta understand this. It's all admissible, right? So if there's a case, your streams are admissible. This is not private information. This is they're gonna look at your stream, they're gonna pull it, and they're gonna use it against you. So maybe it's not the primary evidence. I don't think that's the only evidence. Could have been in supplementary evidence.
100%.
So
they put an affidavit.
for sure.
This guy's a drug user. Blah blah blah.
Look at him here.
Look at him here.